Oh, love it, man. Yeah, what you just did was you multiplied the money. You got that money working harder for you than you ever did for it. And that's the key here, guys. You guys know DSTs like the back of your hand. You're amazing listeners of this podcast. I'm probably learning more than you guys are at this point. I'm on the up steep curve here, but you tell me, Brett, if this makes sense. What if you had a DST set up, Deferred Sales Trust, that was paying you some sort of regular scheduled deferred payment, getting that taxes spread out over, say, 10 years or so. Mm-hmm. And you had that cash flow coming in and you wanted to put that money somewhere for future growth opportunities or tax-free income in retirement or just saving for your legacy. What if you funded a life insurance policy, let's say for 10 years, something like that, out of your DST, and put that into a cash value life insurance policy like we've been describing? That's the funding source for one of these policies. I have a guy here who's 45. He's putting in 32 grand a year into a policy. After 10 years, he has $400,000 of cash value and a $2.1 million death benefit income tax free after the 10th year. Now that's pretty rocking cool because he can then borrow from that $400,000 and invest in some more real estate, or just take the money and walk away and it's his cash, or turn it into a tax-free income stream. Under current law, these policies are income tax-free. So now you've taken the DST money that you've been receiving, you pay your taxes slowly in a smart way, to, spreading that pain out and putting it into a never taxed again life insurance policy. Under current law, you can get the money out income tax-free and leave it to your heirs. Rather than just leaving them 400 grand in a savings account, you can leave them $2 million income tax free as well. So thoughts on that, Brett?
Yeah, you blew my mind. Was my first thought, Mark. And we're going to go through that in the workshop. This is why we're going to have Mark, who's so smart, and we're going to be strategic aligned with all of these things here in the future, because it does take specialists. Like, you want the deferred sales trust, brain surgeons, right? You want the whole life infinite banking specialists like Mark, Willis, and then connecting those two is when your dream team comes together to overcome any false beliefs or the things that you haven't been introduced to, right? Because you can't have a jack of all trades to give you all of this knowledge and wisdom. And so I want to try to encapsulate that because, what you're saying is absolutely what the deferred sales trust is able to do. Let's just imagine you sold a $10 million asset and you had a zero basis, okay, and you owed about $4 million in tax. Well, you could sell that, and then you could, pay all the tax, or you could sell and move all into the deferred sales trust. And now you have an extra $4 million working for you, and you can invest it into stocks, bonds, mutual funds, investment real estate, and now that's producing some income. Okay, and now that income that's coming off, you could use that to fund a whole life insurance policy. And now when it's there, now we have a chance to build that up for a big cash value, right, over a period of time. Yep. So you're using the money that you would have paid to the government, the $4 million, right, let's say. And let's just even say that $4 million is earning, our average trust, 10 years, over 10 years, net of all fees, about 8%. But most of our clients are somewhere around 5 to 6% of the money per year are taking. So let's just say 5%. That's $200,000. If they just took $50,000 of that 200, right, and use that to fund a whole life insurance policy.
Yep.
Now you're going to pay the tax on that income that comes out of that 200. So you're going to pay just ordinary income tax on that. So after tax, then put that into the whole life insurance policy. Build that up. Now fast forward. Let's just say that's worth $3.5 or $4 million, right, for the liability that you would have paid. You die. Your kids can walk in, and now they can keep the deferred sales trust going if they want to, but if they want to cash out completely, you could use that to offset because that's tax-free. You just wash that away. In the meantime, you got out of the toilets, the trash, the liability, right? You sold at the optimal timing, hopefully high. You diversified. You got liquidity. You got out of debt. And you use one extra layer. I'll call this the infinite banking ninja strategy, right? Yeah. To also get some additional savings. So all that being said, Mark, is that a fair summary?
Oh, love it, man. Yeah, what you just did was you multiplied the money. You got that money working harder for you than you ever did for it. And that's the key here, guys. So you're working with a ninja with Brett, and keep listening to his awesome show. Blowing my mind, man.